Hey there, this is Tracking25 and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build the automatic kelp farm which you can use in your world to get kelp, to get the dry kelp blocks like you see behind me right over here. Now I'll show you real quick how it works. There are pistons behind the kelp over here at that bottom block over there. And what happens is when the observer detects that the cactus grows up, the pistons fire and then the kelp breaks, and then because of the new update in 1.13, you'll see that the kelp is going to slowly rise to the top, and when it does, it's going to go in this water source over here into these hoppers and end up in this chest right over there. Just like that. So this kelp farm is super simple to build, so let's get on with the redstone tutorial. Now starting off this kelp farm, it is very simple. You need to get either dirt or any other block that's not a transparent block and then place them in a line just like this. You can place as many as you want. You can have a kelp farm going 50 blocks wide or just 7 blocks just like this over here. And then what you have to do over that, you'd have to just place blocks around it just like this. And then cover the front end with glass. Now kelp grows very tall, so you can go as tall as you want. I believe it goes up 19 blocks, but for this tutorial I'll just go up about 4 or 5 blocks just to show you guys a quick example over here. So once you finish covering this area with glass, then we can put in the water for the kelp. So right now I'm going up 5 blocks with the glass, so if you want to copy this tutorial you can go up 5 blocks just like this. And then when you finish pasting all the glass just like that. The next step we can do is place in the pistons to break the kelp. So the kelp is going to be placed on this dirt block right over here, so the piston has to break this block just right over there. So over here, what you want to do is just place a block just like that, then a piston to the side just right over here, then a couple pistons out in a line just like this, until you get to the end, which should be somewhere around there. Perfect, I'm at the end, and now to power the pistons, we have to place a block behind it just right over here, with redstone dust on this block just like that there. And then we put in the observer setting right over here by placing a block right over there, which is already there, which is perfect. And we place our observer facing that way, making sure that the face is over here. Then we just have to put in the cactus setup right over here to detect when the cactus is broke, so it will fire the pistons to break off the kelp. And to do that, you just have to place a block down over here until you get to about where the observer is. You have to place a sand block there, and the cactus you have to make sure it's at a diagonal from the observer so it detects when it's broken, and that should be the setup for this system over here. Now if you want, you can put another timing system back over there. I personally like to use the cactus timing system only because it doesn't fire every now and then, which I find is great just because the kelp has to grow up a little bit and that's how it fires off. Now what you have to do is just close off this area over here by placing a couple more blocks up like that. And then we're almost ready to put in the kelp and get this redstone firing off. Just make sure you place the blocks down over here to block that off down there, and then everything is good to go. Now for the kelp, what you want to do is just place in your water down here first. You want to make sure that you have full water sources on every blocks, only because if it doesn't, then the kelp might not go up just like you saw over there before. But if there's full water sources on every block over here, the kelp will rise easily, no problem, because of the new Minecraft update. So once you have placed in your full water sources on every block over there, we can place in the kelp and then we can get on with the rest of this tutorial. Now at the top over here, what you want to do is get your chest and collecting system already done. So what I like to do is I like to put a double chest over here just because I can get a whole bunch of kelp, and then I get a hopper out and I connect it into that double chest like this until I get to the end of the line right over here. And that's perfect. This hopper we do not need. And then I fill out the cage a little bit more, going 1 block higher than the hoppers, just like that. And perfect. And I can put glass blocks over the chest just because it can still open. And I cover it off just back over here. And this farm is almost done and completed. Now we have to do the same thing like we did before with the water sources and just fill out the water sources like that. Just like this, like this, like this, like this. And then over here, filling out the water sources. And you'll see that the water now goes back towards the hoppers, which means everything should be ready to go. Now for the last step, we can place in all the kelp down over here. So I'll place a couple kelps, just like that. And believe it or not, your farm is now done and ready to be used. Like I said before, you can have this kelp farm going out 50 blocks if you want. It's not that pretty if you make it 50 blocks, but it'll still get the job done nonetheless. Now we can give a little test fire by placing some kelp over there. You see it right there, perfect. Now this will be just the cactus breaking. it fires up and the kelps go all the way to the top, and then they get placed in this chest right over there. Now this may happen, and if you want you can just place more blocks at the top over here so it doesn't go over the edge, but it's a small little downside to this farm, and you can see it works, so we get kelps in this chest right over there. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for this redstone tutorial. If you enjoyed it, you can let me know by leaving a like down below. But this has been Track King 25, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.